Hi, this is Scott Thompson, and I'm joined here today with Harley and Sara.wmv. And Harley and Sara are going to talk with you a little bit about what it's like to work with me and how I help them meet their real estate needs here in Estes Park. How did we meet?
I'm Harley Rothbart, and this is Sara.
Hi, I'm Sara.
And we live in Denver and have raised 3 kids in Denver and have been to Estes Park many times in the past. I'm a doctor at Children's Hospital in Denver, and I was up here for a meeting speaking over at the Stanley. And Sara and I had an afternoon free and decided that we were going to finally walk into a realtor's office instead of showing ourselves around the town, and we had the very good fortune of walking into Scott Thompson's office.
What were you looking for when we met, and how did you get it?
So we sat in Scott's office, and Sara said what she wanted, and I said what I wanted, and Scott carefully did an interview and really kind of honed in on the kind of property that we realized we both wanted, and then he did his due diligence, and that turned out pretty remarkably.
It was the first place that we even looked at on a piece of paper was exactly the place that we were looking for. And we drove around a lot and kept coming back to this first spot.
And that was not a coincidence, because Scott took us to that first spot based on carefully talking to us and asking what we were looking for, and it was his knowledge of the town and his knowledge of the available properties that literally got us to the first place. It actually was the second.
What was different about this experience?
Well, the first thing to say is that we've worked with a lot of real estate agents in the past because of a variety of different investment properties. And Scott is not a typical real estate agent. He is a gentle soul and a low-pressure friend, and we really felt as if we were taking a tour of Estes Park more than being sold anything. And that was very comforting, because we were not looking for a salesman. We were looking for a guide. We've been through many salesmen before, and Scott really fit the bill perfectly for us. And again,
the chemistry was good right from the start. We were comfortable. We knew that we were content with doing a transaction with Scott. He knew what he was talking about, and it just was easy, completely easy.
After your experience, will you feel comfortable introducing your friends, family members, and coworkers who could use my help?
Of course. And we have really enjoyed getting to know Scott and his wife, Karen. We've had lunch with them, and we would love to introduce him to more people to come up to Estes. It's just that
we have a little mixed feeling. We don't want anyone
we don't want it too crowded here. We love it to ourselves.
and the reason for coming here is to escape our friends and family. So
don't tell this to any of them.
If you are asked for advice in the future from someone wanting to do what you just did, what advice would you give them?
Well, we, I think, confessed throughout this interview that it was blind luck that we ended up with Scott. And I think that there's a risk in relying on blind luck. It didn't necessarily have to work out as well. And I think that what we would recommend to someone who was about to do what we did is to call Scott Thompson, because I don't think you should rely on blind luck. We were very fortunate, but Scott knows Estes Park. He is a wonderful person to work with. He will be, as his slogan is, your real estate agent for life, and we really are believers, and we stop by and say hi when we're in town, and we try and get to town often, and we wish you the same buying experience.